Tell me what the hell are you scared of when in the end the only thing
Where's
that's
the
up in the
love?
air
Right here on
love's
this
in the
podcast.
air.
Welcome to
Welcome
Love
to Love
Drops,
Drops,
where your
where
host
little things
and
always
One Love
occur to you,
ambassadors,
never
Charles
received
and
when you're
Diane,
lost.
will
Together
share love,
lost to an empty
hope,
world
and
that tastes the
inspirational
sweetest. So it's
topics
like
taken from
one for
their
the tears
journey
and two for the
and world
show. Love is
events.
a challenge,
We will
love is
also include
life.
on location recordings and special pop up guests from cool places all around the world. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Whether big or small, love never fails. Oh, love it conquers all. Love never fails.
So, welcome to another episode of Love Drop Podcast. We are so excited to have this return guest, return friend, return vibe, return spirit, return glow, return creative, return love drop into the love drop. Micheala, also known as LP7 Charles.
With that introduction, I could say no more about Micheala, LP7. We give you the mic.
Well, hello. As Diane and Charles graciously shared, I am Micheala. My artist name is LP7. Who am I? I think first and foremost, I am just a love drop. And I definitely took that from Charles and Diane. As you know, I am a love drop. I am a person who feels very open to spirit and creativity just flowing through me, and that comes out a lot with music. I sing and songwrite. I am a violinist. I produce, and I overall just really love sharing music with the world in whatever capacity, with one person, with 500 people, whoever it may be. I trust that my music will reach and connect with those that it's meant to. So I have a lot of fun with it. Beyond that, I just really enjoy working with my hands. So I've done some van life, rehab. I've done some other things construction wise. And I just really enjoy being active, being out in nature, making music, connecting with people, having these soul conversations. Those are some of the things that I'm about, and just taking it all in, enjoying all of these experiences. So, yeah, that's a little about me.
Awesome. So, one of the questions we always ask is where in the world is Micheala?
Yes, because like you, Charles and Diane, I'm often in different places and I like to travel. So I am in Ohio. I am in Ohio. I know, big surprise, right? So for those of you who don't know, I'm from Ohio originally, but I have mostly been away from Ohio for the last 8 years or so. And so actually getting closer to 10. And I'm back here for now, but I don't even want to say for now as in downgrading that, because it's been a really beautiful and very aligned experience for me to be here. And so here I am. I'm in Ohio.
Wow. So that was great because we talked ahead of time and yeah, you just dropped that on us. I
Just
love
dropped
it.
it. Yep.
I love it. And I love you in Ohio because Micheala in Ohio speaks to me as Micheala with her family. And
Yes.
what a beautiful family it is. So that brings so much joy to my heart. I mean,
Hmm.
just thinking about it, we met you in Charlotte, North Carolina. We encountered you in Georgia, around Augusta, Georgia. We then followed you to Florida and you did some Florida time. We even went with you over to Korea when you
Hmm.
did a pop up there
Yeah.
via virtual. We went with you virtually to Korea. So, yes, definitely an adventurer, definitely a free spirit, definitely a love drop. What do you say, Charles?
Well, I can say it's been a lifelong experience. Every stop has been a creative one. Looking forward to the next one. And each stop is an adventure within itself. And it's all
Yes.
done through you. And you continue to flourish.
Oh,
You
yeah.
continue to
Oh,
flourish.
yes.
And we love it.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. So, we wanted to talk to you just about creativity, right? Just creativity. Because as we are coming to the end of another year, right? 2024. And I believe it was in 2020 that we first encountered the amazing vibe. That is Micheala. You guys are hearing me say this over and over, but when you get a sample of her music,
Oh, wow.
all I'm going to say is, you're welcome. But, we encountered you at one of our favorite places, the Pauline Tea Bar and Apothecary, and you were performing. And I think I said to you before we came on the air, it was love at first sight. It's like my soul loved your soul. And it was a beautiful, almost like a maternal, even love to you because there was just so much vibrancy and there was so much alignment with my baby girl Naya Love. And I just saw so much of that just in you. And so it was just a soul connection from the start.
Yes, and I can say with each selection that you played was an adventure within itself. It was as if we were watching different movies just going through the air. You can close your eyes and live what you were playing.
Oh, yeah.
You took us there.
Yes, you
You
did.
took us there. The audience was just spellbound. We say,
Hmm.
wow, all of that music from that young lady,
Right.
it was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, we had to look around several times. We thought we were in some large, very large place, but you took us there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Your music is very infectious.
Infectious.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a new word.
Infectus?
Yeah, I
Did you
just made
just
it.
create that
I like
word?
that. I like that.
So infectus, not
Infectus.
infectious.
Not infectious.
Infectus. Yo,
It
new
affects us.
word
New word.
on Love Drop.
The
Infectus, baby.
LP7 is very creative.
And so is Charles.
I'm so grateful for one, all of the love that you all just poured out to me about my creativity. Thank you so, so much. Like truly, it feels really energizing and exciting and warm to be seen and to be appreciated. So I want to thank you both for that. And I also just love the humor. I love the flow because that's a part of creativity, right? It's being able to take something that exists in life, whether it be in conversation or an idea or a sound, and make something out of that. And humor is that too. Humor is
Yeah.
creativity. And so I always can have an appreciation for that lightness and just being able to be playful. And, we had a great time before we got on this podcast, just they were freestyling, y'all. Diane and Charles can freestyle, just in case you didn't know. And it was great and it was fun. And so, I love that. So thank you all for that.
Yes. Creativity, right? There's humor in creativity. There's freedom in creativity. There's adventure in creativity, right?
Yes.
And there's love. There is love in creativity,
Yes.
right? So you are currently working on a project and it's movement. It's movement. It's like a movement meditation. So I want to just start there, right? Because that's what's happening. That's what's going on. So tell us a little bit about just how that evolved, that creative process. Yeah.
Sure. So I had an afternoon one day where I was just feeling drawn to open up my laptop and start making music and just see what comes out of it. And I'll do that sometimes. I'll just feel this desire to make music with no definite end goal. It's just I want to just create and I want to let it flow. And I really enjoy that. And so as I was, you know, opened up my program, started playing around on my keyboard, I got one sound. And the very first sound that you hear in my track called Dance Meditation is the first sound that started everything, which the song is a very layered song. So when I heard that, it just motivated me. Something about that sound and the rhythmic element of it too. I was just like, oh, all right, let's keep going. Let's see what builds from here. So we keep going. And I just continued to layer sound after sound. I added a bass line, and I really love bass lines. LP7 loves bass lines. So I really love a nice, bass line, whether it's like a kind of like a funky groove or whether it's an 808, just it's a range. So I did that, and I just piece by piece continued to layer. And I ended up with this track that is very much an electronic dance track. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. I didn't know that this is what was going to come through me today, but it really gets you moving, and it really is a track that if you want it to, you can dance to it, you can drive to it, you can move to it in whatever way feels good for your body. And so I had let one or two people hear it, and they both had very similar responses. They were just like, oh my gosh, I really, really like this. And for me, I was like, okay, how do I feel about it? Do I really like it? How is it resonating for me? And I gave it some time, maybe 2 or 3 months. And I was like, you know what? When I would go back to my songs, I would keep going back to that song in particular. And I was like, I really do like this. And so I'm going to put it out, and whoever resonates with it will resonate with it. So the song is called Dance Meditation. And I made sure to keep it as long as it naturally flowed. So it's over a 5 minute song. And for a lot of music today, it gets condensed down into like 2 minutes. And it's easy to digest, and attention spans and things like that, and make it easier for some of those shorter length songs. But it just felt really important for me to keep this long and keep it as it naturally flowed from me. And I just believe, hey, if you're dancing, 5 minutes goes by pretty darn fast. So, it's one of those things that I built upon it. I listened to it. I gave it some time. I made a few tweaks, but other than that, it was a fun track, and that's what I wanted to put out there. And I wanted people to feel that encouragement to move their bodies. And sometimes us meditating and us, reflecting and just connecting with God or spirit is happens in the movement, happens as we move our bodies. And I feel like you both could speak to that. And Charles, I'm sure you could speak a lot to that. But yeah, that's dance meditation, and it's available on all platforms, and it's out. So
We will absolutely include your website into the narrative of this podcast so that people can go and check that out. Charles and I, One Love Ambassadors, will be doing dance meditation around the world. We're going to just leave it right there. That's just a little sneak preview. You'll see. And so I'll be dancing, and Charles will be doing Tai Chi. But baby, dance meditation is about to go down. I love it. I love that it's 5 minutes. Five is it resonates grace to me. The number five resonates to me grace, right? So there is grace in dance. There is grace in meditation. There is grace for you allowing yourself permission to let it run for 5 minutes. So for that, I thank you.
Yes, and
Thank you.
Micheala, it was so touching for me as you expounded on how the music flowed through you. You didn't try to take it somewhere, it took you.
Yes.
You just grabbed a hold of it and went with it. And it went 5 minutes or wherever it took you. Now that's coming from the soul. That's coming from spirit. That is divine. That's uncharted territories refined.
Oh, yeah.
And you always do a fantastic job in anything that we have heard you produce.
Yes. And so as promised, this is a good place to call Micheala to the mic and just bring her freestyle. Micheala sings,
Yes.
Micheala raps, Micheala plays, Micheala flows, y'all. And so trust. This is I can't even say enough. So I won't. I'll just say, Micheala, come to the mic. I think on our last conversation, I asked you, I said, so our one love journey, I was like, Micheala, I said, give me a quick freestyle on that. Just a quick freestyle on what this journey means to you with a love drop on that. So flow, Micheala, flow.
Okay. 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me all right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. All right. Mm, yeah. 1 2. 1 2. These are the numbers, me and you. But really it's three. Charles and Diane and me. We flow, we go in this world for show. And we know what's due. Cause spirit leads us is true. So spirit leads us is true. And I'll say that we love one another, and we love you too. You don't have to do anything, cause you're lovable and you're huggable. You should know that you are special, yeah, and beautiful is true. This is something that I do. Love drops, Charles and Diane, they are the truth.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh.
Micheala, creativity and motion. I've
Yes.
always said that.
Yes.
Wow. Now that's
Yeah.
a
Don't
real
take
true thing.
our word for it. Take her flow for it. I mean, just like bam, right there. She didn't
There
know
it
what
is.
I was going to ask her for. And that was just like on the spot creativity. She didn't need to go run and grab a notebook. She didn't need to sit in meditation for a few minutes. It was just like, hold up, boom. And it just flowed. And that it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love our ebb and flow. Like I love the ebb and flow that we have had, that we continue to have, that we will have forward. I mean, I just released something on YouTube and I said, Micheala, what you got? What can you give me? And so it was a piece, Footloose and Fancy Free, and I'll put that link in the narrative as well. And you gave me a tune, Love Your Body, right? And
Yes, yes.
it went in as if it was written for the piece, but it was written, the piece was written, and then together they just fit. They just
Mhm.
fit like perfectly.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Love Your Body. Where did that flow? How did that flow into, existence?
Sure, sure. Actually, last year, a little over a year ago, I was living in Florida. And well, I was living in Florida more recently, but the song came through me about a year ago. And I just remember sitting in my room, and I think I was just reflecting on how I was caring for my body. The way I was eating, the way I was just taking care of myself with movement, with working out, and just being very intentional of caring for myself. And then just really feeling good about my body and just really celebrating it. And, I'll grab my phone with the little voice memo app and I'll hit record. And then it just, love my body, 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 love this body. And just things start to come through. But that part, in particular, it was just really that phrase. It's an affirmation. I love
Yeah.
my body. You
Yes.
know, I give honor to my body because this is the vessel that carries me through life.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to celebrate it, even if there are times when, you know, some of us, I know I'll speak for myself, I've struggled with loving my body all the time
Mm-hmm.
or seeing my body as lovable all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think it's a really beautiful affirmation to just love your body, love it mentally, love it spiritually, physically, just that embrace of this vessel that we have because it's the one we have. So why not?
So why not? So why not? It's what we have.
Yes.
And yeah, and it's so funny because the piece that I laid it on top of is called Footloose and Fancy Free. And the whole piece is it's a dedication to the warriors that are fighting the battle of breast cancer, supporting those fighting the battle of breast cancer. And so we know how just that battle with your body, and it was under the topic of naked, right?
Mhm.
And how many of us just, we get dressed in the dark, just everything in dark because we miss mirrors. We don't want to look at our bodies, right? But just that affirmation, love your body. And just to repeat that affirmation gives power
Mm.
to do just what you're calling into play. Love your body. And when you love your body, right? Then you're going to take care of your body. You're going to feed your body right. You're going to make health a priority. You're going to make maintaining, just a healthy mind, body, and spirit because it's all in one.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
that just goes to align how a mantra, right? Love your body, love my body, love your body, right? And then
Yes.
it creates from an affirmation to a reality,
Yes.
from an
Yes.
affirmation to a reality. So that's creativity right in there.
And
Yes.
as you're loving your body, remember to love it inside and out,
Yes.
inside and out. You can focus on any part of your body and send that energy to that respective part of your body. And you'll just feel like you're going on a journey all over your body, taking energy with it, healing powers and things of that nature throughout mind, body, spirit, and emotions, all wrapped up in one. You continue to flow, and there it goes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at this fine caramel drop over here next to me. 81 years old. Bro, love his body. And
81 and
so
Yes.
do
Yes,
loving
he
it.
does.
and so
Yes.
do I.
Yes.
Love it
It's just
inside and out.
like, yeah, inside and out and affirmations and healings. It's like living your message, right?
Yes.
Living your message. And so that is what you do. That is what Charles do. That is what I do. We
Yes.
live our message. And it's like we are like a three-strand cord, right? We just
Yes.
and we tight, y'all. We tight.
Yes.
Y'all get that?
Yes. Yes. The spiritual
Yeah.
connection and the energetic connection has always been there, from day one, like you said. At shout out to Sherry Waters at the Pauline T. Bar and Apothecary in Charlotte, North Carolina. That was the first space that we got to meet each other,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and just energetic, just an energetic match. So
Yes, and I'm loving it, right? There, you talked about affirmations. So there are songs that I listen to just get me in the mindset that I need to be in for certain things. Like when I feel myself being stretched in not just financially, but just maybe spiritually, just maybe emotionally. There's a song of yours that I listen to on repeat, and I've told you, and I've texted and said, Micheala, I just listened to this song 5 times, 8 times. I've shared it with people all around the world. I've shared this song and it vibrates and resonates with them. If you can just a little bit sing just a little bit of the
Sure.
song, and then they'll know the title of the song when you sing the song.
Sure. Everything I need, I have, I am. It's magical when I see things come to pass. So gratitude comes up real fast for me. And I can feel it in you too. You are abundance and it's beautiful. I'm so grateful I can grow with you and flow with you. Cause there's no lack, that's the truth. I'm abundance, that is me. Abundant, that is me. I'm abundance, that is me. I'm abundance, that is me. Abundant, that is me. I'm abundance, that is me.
Beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful.
Yes.
Wow.
And if you don't know, the song is called Abundance. And so if you go on Micheala's website, you can, just pick that up, show her some love, listen to it on Spotify, go listen to it on Apple Music, go listen to it on YouTube. But don't just go listen to it, because you guys, abundance is sharing. Abundance is not just holding on. Abundance is creating the flow. So how do we create the flow of Micheala? We share her. We speak her up. We bring her into rooms, and we just don't hold on to the abundance. We let it flow. We let it flow. We let it flow.
Yes, and sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. And music is universal.
Yes, yes. So in that flow of creativity, when we last spoke to you, and it wasn't even a month ago, it was less than a month ago, you were in Florida and we were in Augusta, right? Now you are in Ohio and we are in Charleston,
Charleston,
South
South
Carolina.
Carolina.
At the Charles, what? But just for a moment. So how did you from Florida to Ohio? What brought you home?
Yeah, yeah. So, as I had mentioned earlier, I had done some revamping on a van that was for van life, and I truly, truly enjoyed the process of taking an old van and, being able to rehab it, clear it out, create a new space so that I could travel in and just really enjoy. Because, as I've shared, I'm an explorer and adventurer, and I really, really enjoy traveling. And so I decided I'm going to take this to another level and I'm going to get some apprenticeship behind this. So I found a program in Florida that was going to allow me to work a job that would be construction, carpentry, and then also have an apprenticeship program along with that. So prior to doing that, I'm very spirit led. So I put out an intention and said, hey, if this is not what I'm supposed to be doing in this way at this time, just don't let it happen. Protect me, keep me safe, but don't let
Yeah.
it happen. And so I get a few weeks into it, and I'm not going to go into all the details of it, but I was given a very, very big, very clear sign that Spirit wanted me to go in a different direction. And so I was like, okay. And it was undeniable, very undeniable. And so with that, I'm like, all right, well, I've spent the last year in Florida and I've had a lot of powerful experiences. I've learned so much. I've had an opportunity to do some things that I wanted to do, live in a place that is warm and I love the heat and the warmer weather. And, now I am seeing that it's time for me to transition. And it was made very clear on the call that we had a few weeks ago, Charles and Diane. One of the things that I shared is, you will know, that phrase, you will know.
Yes.
And I just knew. I knew it was time. And I knew that Ohio made the most sense because, again, this is where I'm from. This is where my family is. And it's just going to be a blessing for both me and my family to be here at this time. So that's what how the flow happened, where it brought me, why it brought me here. And I mean, it's been less than a week since I've been here. So very fresh, very new, but I'm set up. I've got my studio, my closet. I've got
Yes.
which has been a, you know, which has been a something I've thought about for over 10 years. And I've had walk-in closets before, but never set up a studio in it. So look, I came home, got a studio in my closet, and it's really been beautiful so far. So I'm grateful.
I am grateful as well. And I am just really feeling the vibe of the universal shift that is
Mhm.
going on right here and right now. People are being called to specific places in
Yes.
such a time as this. Families are being called together, but then families are being spread apart as well, but it's intentionally. So there's an intentional universal call that is happening right here and right now, right? And that is what our docu-series, 516 docu-series that we are in the midst of releasing. It is in post-production and we are in motion to get that out there because of the message. And the message behind it is go for it, go with it, just do it. Even if it calls you into something uncomfortable, the message is make space for it and watch. And so it's just like, just create the space for that which you want. And then just watch. When you create the space, though, you have to do it with such a freedom and that creativity that you're not being so rigid, right? It needs to be this, this, this. It's like I am creating a space to flow, to have a studio where I can do, my music and just expand on my creativity. So you put that tension out, right? And that studio just happened to be in Ohio at,
Yeah.
with your family in a walk-in closet. You created the space, and that's what it is. And so now you have to trust that process and create from that which you are.
Yes.
Yes, you let that creativity continue to flow. At times, we have to get out of our own way and
Yeah.
get on with what it is that has to happen. Yeah, that spiritual force, it continues to flow if we will only get out of the way. Sometimes it takes a little time to do that,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but it will happen.
You will know.
Mhm.
You will know. Words from a very wise person that's right here on this podcast with us. So it's just like, as we were talking, we are all in a new, right? We're all in a new. And so, girl, I'm just saying, yes, ma'am, we're gonna just have it all on the love drop. We sampling the LP7 because actions speak louder than words, right? So I could, just say this, that, and that all day about you. But I want the listeners to feel that talent. I want the listeners to like go directly to your website after this episode is over. Maybe just pause it and go during and come back, right? Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You just go to LP Music. What? So, like I said, we're on something new. Micheala, so I'm queuing you up. So you already know what that is. So like we on this new wave. Go ahead, Micheala, give it to them.
It's a new wave, new wave. It's some new things, new things. It's a new wave, new wave. Yeah, yeah. Uh. It's a new wave, new wave. It's some new things, new things. It's a new wave, new wave. Uh, yeah. And then there's verses, but
And then there's verses, right? But you gotta go to the site to get the verses because there's
yeah,
even a little rap in
yeah,
that segment,
yeah.
right?
Our listening audience, you're experiencing creativity right before your ears.
Oh yeah.
Listen, all of this is just spontaneous.
Yes.
We say something, she creates it
Oh yeah.
right there on the spot.
Bam.
No cue cards or anything of that nature.
Not at all.
As I said earlier, Micheala is creativity in motion.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I'm so appreciative of the opportunities to share that, and to again to be seen in that, because that's a part of how I express myself musically, is just being in the moment. I think that's a part of how my soul expresses itself is, hey, we can literally create something right now. We can make a song right now in this moment just by being present with ourselves and with each other and with the energy that we all bring, because if it was me by myself, it'd be a different energy. If it was you too, it'd be a different, but we all come together, and that creates a very unique flow. And so I love it. I enjoy doing it. Actually, on November 1st, I'll be back at the Pauline Tea Bar and Apothecary,
All right.
and I'm planning to share a really just lovely freestyle session that I'm going to encourage others. We're going to flow with it as always, but invite others if they want to be a part of making a song right there on the spot. We're going to do it. So that's something I
Wow.
really truly enjoy, because it's one thing to sing or to play violin or to produce, which I love all of those things. It's another thing to invite other people in, and we have this joint creative, this co-creative experience. And I love the experiences.
Wow. So that's November the 1st?
November the 1st, Friday, November the 1st from 6 to 8, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Holla. I
Wow.
mean, don't be surprised. I'm just saying.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
I would
I'm just
love it.
saying. We in Charleston. I'm just saying. I'm
I
gonna
would
just go
love it.
ahead and put that out there. I'm gonna put that out there. It's so funny that you say that, because when we spoke to you a couple of weeks ago, we were like, hey, maybe we can meet you in Jacksonville,
Right.
right? I think you're in Jacksonville,
Yeah.
Florida area, right?
Hmm.
And we're in Augusta, and I was like, hey, maybe we can, we can hook up. Maybe we can do this video for the podcast live. Maybe we could do that. And so, but it was a different flow for all of us,
Hmm.
amazingly. And so now to hear that you will be there on November the 1st, I'm definitely putting those intentions out there, and we're gonna see how it rolls, right?
Yes.
But I think
No, that's phenomenal in itself. And a true example of nothing happens in the past, nothing happens in the future because it hasn't happened. It happens in the now. And you're going to make that happen at the T-bar
now,
now.
right?
That's
Yes.
the now.
That's going to be a now. And I love how you are still reaching out. Like you're not allowing yourself to just be stationary. You're not putting your wings away. I mean, you're flying from that perch of Ohio, right? I just see big flights ahead of you. I see big flights ahead of you. You love the sunshine, you love the warmth. And so I just see you putting yourself in places and spaces where you can experience that, as well as the family love too. What a beautiful balance, right? So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. And so as creatives, what do? We create the space for that which we want, and then we allow it to happen. We allow it to happen. We allow ourselves to flow into it.
So beautifully said by the both of you. A lot of these things that we're talking about have just been so present in my life, very recently. I mean, it is so powerful to create the space, because if you think about it, like Charles, you said there is no past, there is no future. We're always in the now. And Diane, with what you're saying of creating the space, it's like, this is my life, continuously creating space, letting go of what is no longer here that I need to keep, and
Right.
making room for what is ready to come into my flow, and putting the effort, but doing so with ease. So there's a distinction I like to make there, because there's effort that you put in, even to just make the intention or pray the prayer or to put it out there. That's effort.
Hmm.
To, so to speak, faith without works is dead. And also, there is an ease with allowing the flow and not pressuring or forcing or, you know, twisting your own arms or anyone else's arms, and just really allowing what is meant to be to come together in your efforts. And so that's where I am, and a lot of beautiful, beautiful possibilities are before me, and I'm looking at different things. So next time I come back, I'll have more information for you all,
Yeah.
as to what those ideas and things are. And it's just a really beautiful place. So I thank you both for what you shared.
Thank you as well. So as we are wrapping it around, we have Charles's favorite question in just a second. We are going to ask to just give our listening audience, in particular, our creatives, those that know they are creatives, those that are not yet aware that they are creatives. What words of inspiration do you want to drop?
Sure. I would love to encourage each of you that when you feel led to create, just go do it. If it's for 60 seconds, if it's for an hour, if it's for 6 hours, whatever it is, if you feel that pull, that desire, just go do it. Just listen to that. Don't stifle that. That creative energy flow is good for your health. It's good for your well-being, and it also could be something that could open up a door for you that you've been praying about, thinking about, wanting. And it also can really be a blessing and a support to someone else. So there's so many benefits to just listening to that pull or tug or inclination, however resonates with you. And I would just encourage you to do that and do it without judging it harshly. Just let the flow happen and try to disengage being overly, harshly judgmental. Just enjoy it, and just see what comes from it.
Mhm.
Yes, yes, I love it. I love it.
And with that said, how best can our listening audience get in touch with you?
Yes. The best way is for sure my website. You can reach me through www, that's so old school to say, lp7music.com. So lp7music.com. You will have links to my YouTube channel, all of my music, my Instagram. You will have links to everything. If you want to book me, you can do it directly through the site. If you want to just send me a message, you have a question about a service I may provide, you can hit me up on the contact form. It's a very user-friendly website, and I would encourage you, if you want to know anything about what I'm doing musically or get in contact with me, my website is absolutely the place to go.
Awesome. So have passport will travel?
Have Passport Will Travel, just renewed it, baby. I'm good for the next 10 years. Let's go.
All right,
All
love it,
right, all
love it.
right. For all our international listeners, right?
Yes,
Have passport will travel. If
yes.
you want to book LP7 for your next event, you won't be sorry. And again, you welcome. So, yeah, Micheala, we are just so overjoyed. This has been so fun for us, and we have a lot of excitement. And you know the backstory to the excitement. Not ready to drop that yet to our listeners, but you know.
Yes, I
And
do.
so we're so just very excited in this moment. We thank you for your time today to just join us again. I don't know how many times. You are a love drop, like I said,
Yes, and the door is always open.
always open, and we just appreciate it. We ask our listeners to subscribe, to share, to support not only the Love Drop podcast, but support our dear friend, vibe sister, daughter, just our love, Micheala. Just,
Yes.
show her some love, support You can spread the word. You can invite, you can book her for an event. You can just, listen to her songs. You can just do music meditation in your yoga, Pilates, spin classes, right? Let's just get it out there. It doesn't cost a thing to spread the word. It doesn't cost anything to drop some love. So we just thank you. And we appreciate you, listeners, Micheala, Charles,
Yes.
Diane. We're going to just sign off as we do, Charles.
Yes.
And Micheala, we're going to do it on 1, 2, 3. So we go 1, 2,
Two,
3.
One
One
love.
love.
Never a second will I waste, never an opportunity to taste the sweetness of this life.
Thank you for tuning in to the Love Drops podcast. Be sure to follow this podcast and share the love with everyone you know. Until next time, this is Charles and Diane signing off. One love.
Love it conquers all, whether big or small. Love never fails. Oh, love it conquers all. Love never